allergies. We often hear that we crave what we're allergic to. There are associations between food allergies and addiction. Although the mechanism for this may not be clear, we often see when one removes an allergen from their diet, their craving decreases. There is a model of addiction by Dr. Philpott, where he talks about initially when one eats a food that they may be allergic to, there's an intense reaction, as an intense symptom to that. However, by eating it again and again and again, with that repeated exposure, the allergies become masked. However, hours later, there is a letdown, such as the depression or mild headaches. This can be relieved with eating that same food again. So with that re-exposure, you start to make a cycle of needing that allergic food to feel okay. So if you feel like you need to sleep after eating, have digestive issues, or build up of phlegm, mucus, just feeling dull, emotional swings after eating, that may be an allergy. Especially with wheat and dairy. There's discussion of something called like opiate-like endorphin activity. Maybe you've heard the word leaky gut, where our intestinal lining is damaged, that the unbroken proteins in our food enter our bloodstream and not the usual manner, where not how it is supposed to go. It enters our cells, between our cells and enters our bloodstream. And then there's a buildup of that endorphin-like activity. And the food sensitivity, we've seen blood sugar swings by eating another food that you're allergic to. This here, our clinic offers a food allergy panel, a blood test that can test for 95 foods. That is the basic panel, and then an additional 95 foods. And that gives a big clue. Even though you may not notice a symptom towards a certain food, by doing that test, we can see how your antibodies are reacting to the various foods. There appears to be cross-sensitivities in allergies. If one is wanting sugar, they may also feel for coffee. There's a study viewing rehabilitation from alcohol addiction. They suggested limiting caffeine, and by doing that helped decrease the craving for alcohol. Then there are various chemicals in food, not just caffeine. Again, I bring up chocolate. There's a phenylethylamine. I spelled this wrong on my PowerPoint. It's phenylethylamine, and that can increase that opiate-like runner's high. And that is often mentioned that might be the reason why people like chocolate. There's other chemicals in chocolate that is discussed also. MSG, that is said to stimulate the nervous system. And then environmental allergies, exhaust, scents, that can actually be affecting the appetite switch. There's a book, 7 Weeks to Sobriety, by Joan Matthew Larson, and she talks about how cleaning agents may be triggering addiction to alcohol. So there are various points where it can set a stage for a certain craving. This is not allergies, but I bring up heavy metal toxicity, how that may interfere. Certain heavy metals in our system can interfere with our neurotransmitter balance, and that can also slow down our metabolic processes. And then that can be also an issue. That can be also an issue with blood sugar. It's connecting with so many different factors in our system. And chelation test. We do offer, our practitioners may work with injecting an agent to see, and then collecting the urine for 6 hours to see how much heavy metals we are holding in our body. Another test could be a hair mineral test to check for essential minerals and heavy metals in our hair. Now, if one needs sugar all day long, have IBS, irritable bowel issues, sinusitis, vaginitis, prostatitis, athlete's foot, or if one has a history of taking birth control pills or antibiotics. If these may apply, there may be a potential imbalance in your gut flora. And at that time, pathogenic bacteria, yeast, or parasites are taking residence in your gut. Candida yeast are normally present in our GI tract. However, with a negative incident weakening the immune system, they start to rapidly overgrow. They thrive on fermenting sugars and carbs that come their way. And if they do not have enough, they'll call out for more through intense hunger and carb cravings. So this is something also to look into. Our doctors may look through a stool test to look at the imbalance of flora and yeast. There's an antibody blood test that checks for candida. There are various studies associating candida yeast infections with blood sugar issues. A study involved non-diabetic women with recurrent vaginal candidiasis, and they saw a 25% higher hemoglobin A1C. That is a marker for blood sugar issues, and an increase in glucose levels than the control. So again, comes that blood sugar balance. To balance blood sugar is key as well. If constantly stressed, adrenals produce cortisol, norepinephrine, epinephrine. Adrenals maintain healthy levels of blood glucose. However, when you're in stress, with the liver, they work together, blood sugar is raised to generate enough energy to respond. This requires more insulin. If this is frequent, hypoglycemia and blood sugar swings will happen. Cells become insulin resistant to protect themselves from too much glucose also. So when you're in a constant crisis mode, feeling that rush of energy, when you're in crisis, irritable, anxious, or beyond that, when you're chronically exhausted or dizzy, wanting to have more salt and water, there may be an issue with adrenals. Our practitioners can assess hormone balance through the 24-hour urine panel, which reviews the wide spectrum of hormone metabolite. Thyroid is another issue. Thyroid is what manages how well we metabolize our foods and maintain our body temperature. If this is weakened, our digestion can slow down. Then our signal to know that we're full is also slowed down. This can slow down our body's ability to process carbohydrates and our cells' ability to absorb the sugar. And thyroid can also be tested through the 24-hour urine panel, but then there's a simple blood test that can do that too. Other hormone imbalance. Why women crave chocolate at certain times of the month. The drop in sex hormones also play a role in cravings. They're also connected to how serotonin is produced. And so again, that urine panel can be addressed. Today, I cannot go in detail about hormone imbalance here, and the practitioners can definitely help you in more in an individualized manner of how to balance your hormones.